What a week. What a week. Week 9. It's the NFL trade deadline. We have the Steelers. We have the Bucks. The Bucks is a big game because it's a division opponent. The NFC South is highly competitive right now. Right now, we own the 6th seed. Things could change. The Bucks with a win against us in week 10, depending on what happens in week 9, could be ahead of us for a playoff spot. There are 7 teams that can be playoff teams in each conference, and we are on the edge right now. We've got to keep it up. Do we get better? Do we potentially get worse? When you look at the players ready to negotiate extensions, there are some really important ones. Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller. I think I saw Trey Taylor from Crew Tractor somewhere in here, but don't see him now. Brandon Cooks is in here as well. And who are we going to say to hit the road, dude? Kamara? Do we trade him? I'm making an extremely niche reference that I hope you don't get, honestly. Kamara's tough because he is 31 years old. He's not going to get better, but he is a lot of our offense, really. He enjoyed an incredible year in 2025, and he's having a good 2026. He's been a really, really quality player for us. But is this really a player you give a contract extension to? He doesn't want to be here. He wants a franchise quarterback. That's not something we have right now. Drew Brees is not walking through that door anytime soon. Chris Olave does kind of like being here. He'd prefer a mentor at wide receiver or a franchise quarterback. We don't have that. He wants roughly $22 million per year. He's 26 years old, going to be 27. That's typically how that works. Don't think I'm telling any tales out of school there. I think we all can follow that math. But is he worth $22 million a year on a 4-year extension? I don't know. So could Chris Olave be somebody that's traded at the deadline? I've been wiping with dude wipes since long before anybody ever paid me to wipe with them. I didn't do it to be cool. I didn't do it to make a statement. I just like them. People out here don't even know the outside world exists. Might as well be living on the moon. And that's because dude wipes are out of this world. I really have been using dude wipes for a while now, so I was super excited to partner with them for today's video. Wetter just cleans better. Classic toilet paper smears, but have no fear because dude wipes is here. Protect your end zone with dude wipes. They are the MVP of the best clean pants down. Hands down. Pants down. They don't play small ball like baby whites. They're extra large, extra wet. But if you're looking for something more travel size, they have that option as well. Not a bad idea to keep these on you at all times, just in case. So stop being an a-hole to your a-hole. Make the trade of the season and switch to dude wipes. They're available on Amazon and retailers nationwide. Score for your end zone with dude wipes on Amazon or retailers nationwide today. The link is down in the description. And thank you to Dude Wipes for sponsoring this video. The trade block has superstars like Joe Milton and Kyle McCord, Shedeur Sanders. Imagine we muddied the waters at quarterback that much more. Adding another guy like that. Jordan James is here. He's an 82 overall with star development at just 22 years old. Dylan Sampson is in here as well. Bashal Tutin is in here as well. Do we add a running back at the deadline? Cam Skattebo is in here. Do I go get my Cam Skattebo t-shirt right now? I'm tempted. Angry Runs, Cam Skattebo. I actually picked up a Giants hat as well because I figured let's keep giving money to a team that only disappoints me over the past decade. Let's do that. That's a good idea. But I really think we're going to get a running back here at the deadline. With all of these good running backs available, I feel like we can add to our room. Currently, it's Kamara with an expiring contract and he's 31. It's Kendre Miller with an expiring contract. Devin Neal and Jonathan Adams, who is really just a return man. I like him, but he's just a return man. That's essentially what it is. How close does Devin Neal get me? Probably not very, right? But I do want to know what the asking price for Jordan James is. Actually, nothing. There are no trades for this package. I'd love an offer, Do a third-round pick for Jordan James. Hey, it's not close. What about Bashal Tootin? I don't really have a ton of picks this year. Tootin is the third running back on the depth chart. In real life, of course, they traded away Tank Bigsby. That hasn't happened here in the game. You want a 2029 first? You want Kamara and Jalen Ford. What are we talking about here? I'd give you a third-round pick. You should accept it. If he's on the block, you should accept that. Anyway, I kind of ranted about this in the last episode. Basically, why have a trade block if it's not going to function at all like a trade block? These players are not on the block. You're just saying you'd basically listen to offers on anybody. So you could look at all these, but it's not actually doing anything. Like Jalen Noel is another player I would definitely consider. Like that would be a pretty good addition to our team. Obviously, I know a 6th round pick is not enough to get it done, but I'm not going to give an entire draft class, with the exception of a 3rd, a 5th, and a 1st, for Jalen Noel. I'm not going to do it. And no one's making me, but what's the point of the trade block then? I'm missing a 4th and a 5th this year. We have every pick with the exception of those two. I really thought I was going to go out and get a running back, but I just don't think there's any way that's going to happen now. The asking price on all of them is just way too high. Like Jaden Blue might be a reasonable asking price, but I assume it's going to be more than a 6th, probably by a lot. I'm not going to give a 2nd round pick. I just can't do it. I know there's a bit of a controversy at quarterback right now. Some people think I'm throwing when Tyler Shuck is in the game to rationalize putting in LaMichael Meekins. I'm trying to win every game. I think I've played pretty well with Tyler Shuck. 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, nearly 200 yards per game. The one big difference, and you can say that Shuck has outperformed Meekins as a passer, although if you look at passer rating, yards per attempt, Meekins does edge him out after one game against a really, really bad 1-7 Browns team. The big difference is in the running game. Meekins' average is over 9 yards per carry, has 2 touchdowns, 50 yards per game. There's no big conspiracy. I can tell you. Chemtrails, not in this franchise. Now, if we were to trade Brandon Cooks and Julian Blackmon, we're actually not that far away from Bashal Tootin. The Jags had interest in both Cooks and Blackmon when I said, hey, what can we get for these two players? Well, the Jags are like, how about LaQuint Allen? How about no? I really do love the idea of bringing in Tootin. He's 24 years old. I know we have Kendre Miller, but it's an expiring contract. Tootin has electric speed. I think this could be a really nice trade for us here at the deadline. I'd honestly love to get Caleb Ransaw as well. I know this is not going to be doable, but he was a Tulane guy, right? Bringing him back to New Orleans, I think, is a fun storyline. He could definitely compete to play. Okay, well, this trade is accepted. It's going to be Brandon Cooks, Julian Blackmon, a 3rd next year and a 4th in 2029 for Bashal Tootin and Antonio Johnson. I wanted depth at safety after trading Julian Blackmon. I think Jonas Sanker is ready to take over at free safety. I do not feel bad about trading Julian Blackmon. And then Brandon Cooks is just on the way out. With the addition of Tootin, I think we have an option post Alvin Kamara. I'm not trading Kamara here at the deadline. We are a competing team. I don't think it makes sense to move him, right? He's also a franchise legend. It doesn't make sense to move him for that reason as well. He's wearing Adrian Peterson's legendary 28 here with the Saints. Big shoes to fill, no question, but he's got really, really good speed. But he's not just a speed guy. He's also a fumbling guy, although his carrying's actually decent here in the game at 86. Trucking, stiff arm, strength, really not that bad. And then juke and spin are in a pretty good spot. So I think just adding Bashal Tootin is going to be a really, really fun fit into this offense. And I know people are going to be disappointed because what about Kendre Miller? My counter is, what about him? He's also 24, but he's got 0 years remaining on his deal. He's under contract for this season. Is Kendre Miller going to get an extension? I don't really know that it makes a whole lot of sense to extend him. At receiver, Brandon Cooks did not play well, in my opinion. He was someone that was consistently dropping the football, and I'm not that upset about moving him. And Brandon Cooks may have more drops than catches for us this year. He has 5 catches for 27 yards. I really don't think we're going to miss him too much. Now, on the other hand, what has Bashal Tutin done with the Jaguars? He has 0 carries on the year. So I know he's getting more carries in real life for the Jags right now, and Tank Bigsby's not there. But I can't make the Jags trade Tank Bigsby in this franchise. So we acquire Bashal Tutin. I'm excited about his potential. He's going to play, but what do we do to replace Brandon Cooks at receiver? Well, Bub Means was already out producing him. Same number of catches and about 100 yards more. With that being said, though, I think we could look to add in some more competition. And how about some decent options here in free agency? We have the legendary DeAndre Hopkins, potential Hall of Famer. Really, I know that sounds crazy. His speed is not great at this point in his career, but he can catch, and there's a value to that. And he's also a mentor. Let's bring DeAndre Hopkins in. And I also like the idea of bringing Kayshon Boutte back to the Bayou. Former LSU Tiger. He's solid enough. He's kind of like Bub Means in a lot of ways. And he's currently just sitting in free agency. We need more depth at the position. We need more competition. And I think Boutte will add that. Jonathan Mingo's intriguing as well. He really doesn't look too bad, but I don't know that that's going to happen for me. I love Jalen Coker. We could sign him off the Bengals practice squad. Longhorn legend Devin Duvernay. I mean, the receiver options here in free agency are actually quite good. But I think we'll leave Jalen Coker on the Bengals practice squad for right now. Again, I like the player, but I just don't think it's a good fit for us at the moment. Although, how about Malik Mustafa on the Niners practice squad? He can hit. He can run a little bit. I want Malik Mustafa on the team. We will have to make cuts as a result. But I like that move for us. We've been very active, and I feel like a lot of these moves are going to make us better. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, right? Get better. Herbig is a good pass rusher to potentially add, but I feel okay there right now. But I intend to keep every player we just added. So that means somebody's got to go. 3 somebodies, in fact. Antoine Green, going to get cut. Rajon Wright doesn't really fit the bill anymore. And then at free safety, I like the idea of Malik Mustafa. I traded for Antonio Johnson to be depth at safety. I was going to play him at free safety. I know we have Jordan Howden, who I like, but that means Jarek Reed is likely to be cut here. He's 26 years old. He's not going to get better. And I feel like those trades definitely make us a better, more well-rounded team. I'm not sure what this means exactly for Kendre Miller right now in his playtime, but I feel a little bit better with Bashal Tutin. I mean, Kendre Miller was the kind of injection of speed into the running offense. He's got 90 speed. Bashal Tutin has 95. It's just Kamara is so slow by comparison because it's just not really his game at 88. Jumping up to 95 speed, I feel like is really going to play. I think Tutin, especially running behind this offensive line, could rip off some huge runs for us. And now Jonas Sanker gets to start at free safety. He's got good speed, good coverage. He can hit, he can tackle. I feel like it's just time. Superstar dev, only 23 years old. Julian Blackmon he didn't quite play well enough. I feel like he was constantly a step behind. And now Jonas Sanker's starting to look quite good at free safety. We need Quincy Riley to play better. I really just need more speed at corner, and we don't have it with Quincy Riley. We don't have it with Kool-Aid McKinstry. Good coverage upgrade, but you know, Deontay Boyd is really our best hope for an actually fast corner, but he's raw in a lot of other ways. So, you know, it's going to take a long time to develop some of these players to get them up to speed into a place where we actually think they can make a difference and not be liabilities out there on offense or defense. But I think we made a lot of good moves here at the deadline. I think we are a better team than we were at the start of this episode, and that's kind of all I can hope for. And DeAndre Hopkins makes his Saints debut. You know, for such an amazing player, and when he was at his best, he was amazing. DeAndre Hopkins, at the height of his talent, with the Texans and no quarterback, was incredible. But for such an incredible player, it's kind of shocking how many teams he's played on. And I think that kind of speaks to the NFL and, you know, guys not wanting to hang it up and teams not wanting to hold on to a player that could be not as good as they used to be, you know, and only getting worse, right? A regressing player. That's why Julio Jones was not a career Falcon, even though he should have been, right? He was a Buck, he was an Eagle, he was a Titan. Randy Moss was, of course, a lot of different places, even when he was great with the Vikings and Raiders, Patriots. But then he played on the 49ers and the Titans, and I mean, Terrell Owens, right? Chad Johnson. It kind of goes on and on and on, but Hopkins has been a Texan. He's been really all over. Ravens now even, as we'll face the rookie quarterback we thought about drafting. Mark Baker out of Oregon State is the Steelers' starting quarterback. Some of you watching right now wanted us to go up and make a move for Mark Baker to make him our starting quarterback. We decided not to do it. We didn't trade up. We waited in the draft and then ended up going up to get our quarterback, Michael Meekins, in round 2. And only time will tell if that ends up being the right decision, as we have a lot of speed from Caleb Johnson out in space. He's not really the fastest back, but he's really well known for his vision and patience, and didn't really need a whole lot of it there. Just kind of ran to the outside and found a way to get 20 plus. Here's a run. Cover it a little bit better that time. But yeah, Hopkins has really been all over. He was a Titan, obviously, as well. What's up with the Titans and giving all these older receivers who used to be very good chances? Seems like it's not really working out that well. Maybe he should have just kept A.J. Brown. Baker to throw. We'll find an option. We just don't have the speed right now. Is that 86, by the way? Is he wearing Hines Ward number? Tell me I didn't see that right. But Hopkins, of course, yeah, like people are going to remember him with the Cardinals and not the Chargers. Please, why am I blanking here? Kansas City, even for a second? Anyway, you get the point. We're locked in here. We're trying to keep the Steelers off the board, and that is a move I did not expect. It's a touchdown for the Steelers. Jaylen Warren, how does that even happen? They just did whatever they wanted to on that drive. They just looked like the faster team. And we get juked out. Quincy Riley not looking great. And we got to wrap up. We got to tackle better. What a nightmare opening possession for our defense. And here comes Michael Meekins. The numbers are okay so far. It's one start. A touchdown and a pick, but he's also added some touchdowns on the ground. He obviously adds a great running attack to our offense. If he plays up to the level of Aaron Brooks, I think we can find a successful Saints team. Now, I know that's not going to be music to the ears of the New Orleans faithful, but Aaron Brooks was decent enough in some bad Saints teams. Bashal Tutin in motion, the new New Orleans Saint. We're going to get it to him underneath. And Tutin has, again, electric speed. We've got to find a way to get the ball in his hands. And he's going to play a decent bit. We're, of course, going to see a lot of Alvin Kamara, DeAndre Hopkins on the field. The new Saints are everywhere, and the pressure is everywhere. LaMichael Meekins to take off, and there's a lot of space for Meekins. We're going to wisely slide, and it's a gain of close to 30 for our new QB1. Now, this is not to say that Tyler Shuck's not going to play again, but we're getting a good look at Meekins. I want to see what he's capable of. He's going to roll out. We're going to have to throw it away. He doesn't have enough speed behind the line of scrimmage there to evade the pressure and kind of get the edge there and make a play. But enough speed to not get sacked, which we can be happy about. Check down is there. It's Kamara. It's going to be 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7. Going for Escobar. He makes the catch, but he's short of the line to gain. Timeout. Chris Olave is hurt. Well, it's a good thing we just added multiple receivers from free agency. It looks like Olave's only banged up. We're going to keep the offense out on the field. It's a 51-yard field goal. We know Josh Carty can hit that. But it's 4th and short. It really isn't even 2 yards. It's a little over 1 yard. They're calling 4th and 2. We can get this. Throwing for Moore, and Elijah Moore makes the catch. Wanted Kayshon Boutte, but the separation, he wasn't quite there. Good coverage from Pittsburgh. And we're going to let Chris Olave kind of get a drive off here post-injury. Good way to move the chains there on a 4th down. Got to have it type of play as DeAndre Hopkins comes in motion. Got to know he's never getting the ball there as Meekins will find the tight end, Juwan Johnson. It's another Saints 1st down. That's wide open. Can Meekins hit it? He can. Tootin makes the catch, breaks a tackle, but steps out of bounds. 3rd and 1. Juwan Johnson in there at fullback. We might do a lot of that. Matavao didn't really impress me very much as a blocker. Kamara open. Juwan Johnson getting contact and letting Kamara walk right in. Now, he's not Jimmy Graham. He's not going to dunk over the goalpost, but he does find the end zone at a similar rate to prime Jimmy Graham. It's his 5th touchdown on the year. He's having a great season again. He's been such a great player. We are not trading Alvin Kamara. He will be a Saint at least through 2026. Beyond that, I can't make any guarantees. At the end of the day, this is a business. It's nice to have the feel-good story of Kamara was a Saint until he was old and died, but no. The moment Alvin Kamara stops being a positive, he obviously has to go. He's under contract for just this season. Do I want to extend a 31-year-old, going to be 32-year-old running back? It'll be a decision we have to make in the offseason. Jalen Ford right there. Caleb Johnson breaks the tackle, showing some power. We finally wrestle him to the ground, but he does end up with 4. A nice play for the Steelers offense. Play action. There's the throw into traffic, and the catch is made. Mark Baker is slinging it right now. That's Jonnu Smith. Baker is fearless as a passer. He's just letting it fly in there. I think eventually that will hurt him. All right, let's get out of this. Let's get out of this. It's a pitch to the outside. Caleb Johnson is brought down from behind. Is that Jordan Howden? It's a great tackle. And that's one over and done with here in New Orleans. 7-7. The Steelers' offense looks to be very difficult to stop, but we might have a shootout because our offense has looked great so far as well. Oh, Caleb Johnson up the gut. Wide open. We can't stop the run right there. We're going to have to do something different defensively. We might need to bring, 7 or even 8 into the box routinely to stop Caleb Johnson. It's a screen. We got to get out there. Stutzman limits it to 7, but he was the only one even in the area. Caleb Johnson, another 1st down. Yeah, we can't be running nickel down here. That's what we just did. I run a lot of coach suggestions to make it feel like there's a defensive coordinator calling these plays. Same thing on offense. When I'm outside of the hurry up, the CPU is calling the plays. Here's a run to the outside. We slow him down. Jonas Sanker was there. I'm going to give him credit for making that happen. 2nd and goal. Danny Stutzman got to be aware here. Cam Akers gets it. Akers has speed. That's a good tackle on the outside. 3rd and goal from the 1. Bringing our goal line defense into the game. 4 defensive tackles. Will it be enough? Fullback dive, Danny Stutzman popped him. No yards to be had there for the Steelers offense, and they will leave the offense out on the field. We're going to go 4-4 here. Caleb Johnson into the game. I feel like they could probably run against this. But they choose to throw, and they will throw, and incomplete. Steelers stopped. Goal line stand here for our Saints. And we'll see what our offense can do. I am not skipping through any of this. It's skipping by itself. I wanted to see some of that. Matavao in motion. Juwan Johnson's kind of be the lead blocker here. We need Kamara to get us out of the end zone. Just trying to stay patient there. We get a couple. Kind of takes the safety possibility away a little bit. This is just the same play. Am I not audible out of this? I don't want this. Is it too crazy to work off play action here? The ball's got to be out. Kamara is Y. Escobar is A. Just get it to Kamara. Broken tackle for Kamara. Doesn't get much, though. And it's 3rd and 7. It's just so tough when you're backed up. You're starting from your own 2-yard line. The run didn't really get much. Chris Olave is back on the field, though. And they're going to blitz. We're going to get out. TJ Watt in pursuit. He's going to drag down LaMichael Meekins. Probably got to try to throw there. It's just, you know, TJ Watt one-on-one against Taliese Fuaga. I mean, I guess we had Escobar in a block, but he was on a block and release, right? And the moment that happened, we were kind of lost. I actually think we made probably the right decision to run here. Just TJ Watt's just a little bit too fast. It's a decent punt, but there's room for a return here. And that's too many yards. The Steelers are getting the football in field goal range already. Awful. I'd love a little bit of pass rush at some point. Oh, he's going to take off. There's Baker diving. Jalen Ford was ready to take his head off. 3rd and 6. We can pass commit. Hopefully get some type of pass rush going. Staying over the middle. We know Baker wants to scramble, and he's going down. Ty Hamilton starting to show some pass rush chops. His 2nd sack in the past couple of weeks. Let's go, Ty. Kick is good by a lot. That's kind of Chris Boswell's game. He's pretty good. So, we are down here again to the Steelers. A little over 2.5 minutes to play. Let's get a good return to set us up to like the 34, 36 yard line. Somewhere in there. Take the 32. Don't need to be one-dimensional here. There's Kamara. Oh, a big juke would have been huge. I felt like if we could just make one man miss on the outside, we would have been in business there. Here we go. Throwing a screen. Got a lead blocker out there. Kendre Miller makes the catch. That is the 2-minute warning. We're going to get a lot of running backs involved. You're going to see Kamara. You're going to see Kendre Miller. You're going to see Bashal Tootin, depending on the formation. Jonathan Adams may get a carry or two every few games, but it's not going to be consistent as LaMichael Meekins is sacked. Peyton Wilson, a lot of speed. What did they even send there? That was interesting. Oh, very, very interesting front here from Pittsburgh. Kind of a light look. I guess they knew we were going to pass, and it would have been nice if Eric McCoy thought about that. That would have been cool.
A loss of 7 brings up 2nd and 17. At the
2nd and 17. I'm ripping it. Can we get it there? It's an interception. Oh, we tried to get aggressive after the sack, and Patrick Queen does not make that play. That is impossible that Patrick Queen just did that. Unbelievable. Former LSU Tiger. Not a great spot to throw a pick. The Steelers will have time to answer here before the end of the first half. Baker wants to run. We're diving after him, and he somehow gets it away. We got him to the ground at least. Jalen Ford all over the field so far, but Our linebackers are not doing a good enough job of shedding and tackling. 3rd and 6. If we can get a stop here, we might have time to answer. Quick 3 and out would be incredible. Let's pass commit. Let's get the quarterback on the ground. Wow. Oh, it's an inaccurate throw. Okay, good defense there. Quick 3 and out. No harm, no foul in the interception, really. We're going to have 50 seconds and all 3 timeouts to at least get into field goal range. Very doable, especially because we have a great return man. There is Deontay Boyd, and he's just been phenomenal in that role this year. Gets us to the 40-yard line. Let's make something happen. 37 seconds. We're just going to go quick throw here. We have timeouts. Just trying to guarantee field goal range. And we're on the edge of that right now. I honestly think we could run the ball, as crazy as that seems. They've got nobody in the box. Kamara gets us more than 10. It's a bit of a gamble there, but it's one that has paid off. 20 seconds, again, saving that timeout if we can. LaMichael Meekins looking for space. Highsmith in pursuit, not fast enough. LaMichael Meekins down the sideline, knocked out at the 16, 12 seconds to go. It's just, that's the type of escapability that LaMichael Meekins has that Tyler Shuck does not. That's the difference, right? Inside lead. Escobar cannot make the catch. It's a good throw. It's hard to say that should have been a touchdown, but you'd love for Escobar to make that catch. Meekins again on the move. We're going to throw. Escobar's there. A risk that didn't need to be made. Thought there was a little bit more time. Get the timeout with 1 second. Josh Carty's kick is good. 10-10 going into the half. All knotted up. Our defense needs to play better, but the fact that they didn't play well and we're tied at 10 leads me to believe that we've got a pretty good chance here in half number 2. Halftime report, Bears-Texans. Caleb Williams with a laser down the field. He finds Rome Odunze. Big-time touchdown for Caleb Williams. Bears trounce the Texans 20-6. CJ Stroud played okay, but maybe a bit conservative. Didn't find the end zone. Browns and Colts. Ugh. Browns 1-7. We just faced them last week. We'll see if they can get one on the board here against the Colts. Their second win of the year seems unlikely. Touchdown, Josh Downs. Richardson with a bullet. He's played great this year. And Farrell and the Browns continue to struggle. Looks like they're probably going to drop to 1-8. And then, of course, got to check out of the NFC South. This is a big game for us. Bucks and Lions. Let's go Lions. It's looking good. Jahmyr Gibbs run and the hurdle into the end zone. Touchdown Lions. They're up by 4 at the half. Bucks are playing it close. 21-17. Meekins 11 for 14 for 124 yards. No touchdowns in the pick, though, is kind of tough. He's going to start the second half. I think he's played well enough. Obviously, you could do without the interception. You wish there was a touchdown in there somewhere, but we scored a team touchdown, and got to be happy about that. Good return there from Jonathan Adams. I think his role, and I've said it a lot, I'm going to reinforce it, I think he's just a return man. If I felt like he could be a lot more, I don't go out and make the trade for Tootin. Meekins on the run, drops it into Olave. What a throw. Good catch from Chris Olave as well, playing with bruised ribs. Escobar in motion. Kendre Miller will get the give, and that is a really nice tackle. Look at the pursuit there. Second and 11, we're running a mesh concept here, but if Tootin can get one-on-one, we might have a ton of space, and that's a matchup we want to exploit. Peyton Wilson has a lot of speed for a linebacker, but at the end of the day, he's a linebacker against Bashal Tootin. That's where we want to go with the ball, and look who it is. Jonathan Adams into the game. Watch out defense. Juwan Johnson in motion. We're going to check down. Not a great throw, but Escobar is able to make the catch. Longhorn legend Deshaun Elliott in there on the stop. Meekins stepping up. Oh, big juke for LaMichael Meekins, but a good tackle from Peyton Wilson. That's got to be a touchdown. Meekins Down the field, finding the receiver. Welcome to the Saints. Kayshon Boutte back in the boot. Making plays here in the state of Louisiana. You gotta love it. Meekin's kind of off his back foot there unnecessarily, but it's a great throw. Thought maybe Patrick Queen would make a superhuman play, and the game is automatically given Kayshon Boutte Drew Brees number 9. Pretend you didn't see that. Caleb Johnson over 9 yards a carry. Got to do something about that. Play action. This looks like pretty good coverage here. Baker has time. He's going to run. Oh, big hit. Ball is loose, and we're on it. Danny Stutzman recovers. I have not seen a quarterback fumble here on a scramble in some time. Finally, Mark Baker puts the ball on the turf. Big turnover for the Saints defense. We played good coverage there, and Stutzman knocked it out and dove on it. Let's go, Saints. Big play for the defense. Got to take advantage. Points off turnovers is how you win games. Bounce it out, Kamara. We really just haven't been able to find a whole lot with him. I get he hasn't had a ton of consecutive carries. It's been a lot of just, okay, here's Tootin, here's Kendre Miller, here's Kamara again, here's Jonathan Adams even sometimes. So we're not really able to find that rhythm. A nice throw to Elijah Moore under pressure. Matavao in motion. Kamara with blocks. Kamara stiff-arming down inside the 5. There we go. Probably the best run of the day for AK. All right, let's go, Kamara. Find the end zone for a second time. Counter run. It is bottled up. Patrick Queen, relax. I wish there was some way to tell Patrick Queen that no matter what he does, this Steelers team is going to finish 9-8. So you might as well just relax. But I don't know that we can do that. Throwing to Escobar. And the rookie tight end with a big drop. I mean, he's not sure-handed, that's for sure. He really is not. Why are we throwing that? Kamara, it's intercepted in the end zone. Brain-dead mistake. Deshaun Elliott with the... I mean, you just cannot do that. You can't do that. He's going to have to learn. Tough love. Tyler Shuck, you're back in at quarterback. I know the saying, when you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. But we're going to get Tyler Shuck back out there to see what he can do in the second half. We just got to enforce to LaMichael Meekins. You can't make those type of mistakes. He's got to use his head. He needs to. Be better, LaMichael. Play action. Baker to throw on the run, finding Metcalf, who really has not got the ball out today. But the difference even between 3 there and an interception, it would have been a 2-possession game. Instead, the Steelers can tie on this drive. I mean, it's just, you need to be smarter. Baker's going to look to take off. We're all over it. 4th and 7. Good defense. Steelers, I mean, surely going to get 3 here. I just don't think Chris Boswell ever misses these. I did what I could with the jinx, and he misses it. Let's go. The jinx works to perfection. Chris Boswell, or the reverse jinx. No, yes. Boswell, wide right. What's he doing missing far right like he's Harrison Butker? What a mistake. Tyler Shuck back in the game. What can you do? Lead us, Tyler. There's Tootin. A little bit of space there. And that brings us to the end of quarter number 3. Just take some time off the clock, go up by 2 scores. That's all we need to do. Going with a screen against the blitz. We got it to Tootin. We can't block the one guy we need to. Guess who, dude? Peyton Wilson again. It's a 5th catch of the game for Bashal Tootin. You're seeing how we want to utilize him. Just fast Alvin Kamara. 3rd and 7. Shot down the field. It's a good ball up the seam. But the coverage is just a bit too tight. And we're going to try a 55-yarder. I think Cardi can make this. He's got 98 kick power. 55 yards. Don't have to worry about wind. To make it a 2-possession game. Cardi. Stay inside the upright. Let's go. Trying to get all the power into it. We messed up on the accuracy a little bit. Over kicking. But it just stays inside. 20-10. 2-possession game. That was scary. Steelers going to have to speed it up a little bit here. I'm worried about the Baker run. He loves to take off, but I mean, are you really going to put a spy out there? I don't think so. Could be something we consider, but of course that's going to limit the pass rush. I don't know that we want that. Baker wants to run here. He wants to run. How does he get the throwaway off? He's been really good at that today. 3rd and 6. Shot down the field. One-on-one for Metcalf, and he comes away with it. Quincy Riley turned around. It's a huge play for Pittsburgh. I think their biggest pass play of the game. And, you know, shockingly, DK Metcalf is actually not a great jump ball receiver. You think with his size and speed combo, his, you know, percentage of contested catches would be pretty high, but it's not really. But works there. He's really just someone that can run by you. And he didn't really there, but still was able to make the catch. And now he's being a feature part of this offense. Chase Young was the closest defender. That's not going to be good enough. But I don't trust this team in man coverage. Steelers marching down the field. Still plenty of time left. If they make this 20-17, they're very, very much in this game. Screen! Danny Stutzman drags it down from behind. Let's go. Warren loses a couple. 3rd and 8. We're going to blitz him. It's a man blitz. We need to be aware of Jaylen Warren. Where are you in coverage, my guy? That is pitiful. And I saw it coming open as well. I tried to just bail on the running back to get back to it, but it was already too late. DK Metcalf just on an over. He really could not have he couldn't have got more open. What happened here? Had to have got bumped. I mean, Quincy Riley, dude. I just cannot run man with this team. And there's so much time left. We need a touchdown. I don't go up by 6 late in the game, but if there's like 3 minutes on the clock, I probably would. My rule about not going up 6 late is like inside a minute or two. Inside a minute and a half, right? But I'm not going to turn away points if we're in position with like 4 minutes to go. But we need to actually get in position for those points first. 2nd and 13 is not a good start. Good timing on the route. Elijah Moore with the drop. We really tried to throw with anticipation there and did, but couldn't make it happen. Shuck sacked. Watts there. 4th and 20. We'll punt. Where's the ball? I'm so confused. I couldn't find it at all. I mean, I need another look at this. This is ridiculous. What just happened? Yeah, please give me another look. Play action post dig. That's not what happened. Mark Baker has the ball. Play action. He tries to run. What? 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 Mark Baker on play action just decides to call his own number, run QB draw, and then shoots the ball back out of his asshole to Douglas. And it looks like the best trick play of all time. What is that? He's using witchcraft. Dude, how are we supposed to beat a fucking wizard? The game is actually cheating. And you know what? I've got a clip on Instagram of another time the Steelers cheated me. I threw an open slant for a touchdown, but no. It was actually knocked down by a diving deflection, intercepted by a linebacker who kneeled it in the end zone for a touchback. but it wasn't a touchback. They gave them the ball on the other 5-yard line. Some will remember. I can't even believe what's happening right now. Throw it over the middle. Baker's going to run. We missed him. 4th and 1 after the scramble. This is the game right here. Ooh, they're going to take 3 to tie it. I feel like that's a mistake, or they're really trusting their defense, right? Kick is good. 20-20. 3 timeouts, we're fine. All right, come on, Kamara. A lot of space up the middle. Big block, and Kamara out into the open field. Stiff arming Jalen Ramsey, who wrestles him down at the 43. Big run for Kamara. Let's get time off the clock. All we need is 3. You know, Bashal Tutin's got to get this one. Taking that time down. Not quite into field goal range, but really, really close. Tutin gets us a couple. Steelers still not calling timeouts. They should have there. That was a timeout spot. 35 seconds. We're going to run the ball. We probably should have waited a bit more, but we're going to snap it with 5 seconds, so it's not that bad. There's Kamara. There's the juke move. Clock continuing to run. I want to line this up. Get to the line, Shuck. We need Kamara to line it up. We can drill here from the 30. They're going to try to ice us, though. There's Kamara up the middle, and Alvin Kamara gets us another first. Clock is ticking. We're calling a timeout with 3 seconds. It'll be a 39-yard field goal try. Steelers going to try and ice us. And here's the attempt. You can do it, Josh. For the win. Kick is up. It looks good because it is good. 23-20. We hold on against the Steelers and get a much-needed win to improve to 5-3. Much needed. Really, really needed that one. I mean, I can't emphasize it enough. We're going to play the Bucs next. It's a division game. It is a big game, a lot on the line. But this one, you can't afford to lose the games you have a chance to win. Is kind of what I'm going to say on that. Shuck ends up throwing for 7 yards. Baker was tough to stop, and LaMichael Meekins threw 2 picks. I don't know how to reconcile that I think he's the better guy, but he also turned over the ball more. Not like Shuck did anything, but he really handed the ball off so well. Alvin Kamara finishes with 12 for 91 and a touchdown. Meekins 4 for 54. Tutin was only 3 for 9, and Miller didn't do a whole lot today. And then receiving, Tutin really showed up in the passing game. 5 for 40, Moore 4 for 41, of course, with a drop. Manu Escobar with 2 drops. That's tough. Touchdown for Kayshon Boutte. Great addition for him, or addition to the team for us, and great debut for him just to have that catch for a touchdown. And then defensively, a couple TFLs for Stutzman. Thought he played great. Had a forced fumble, had a fumble recovery. Led the team in tackles. The sack, of course, for Ty Hamilton. And we're really not doing a great job with forcing turnovers in general. Not really seeing many interceptions, but just winning the game is going to be enough today. And the Bucs actually lost last week as well. So we are 5-3. They are 4-5. The playoff picture is going to start to form here. They are without Graham Barton and Tristan Wirfs. Our pass rush better do something today. And again, this is still a big game for the division. Falcons keep winning, 6-2. And I think that's actually a good place to stop. Edited the video with all the trades and everything that went down. This video is going to be close to an hour. I don't want to get in the habit of making every Saints franchise episode over an hour long. I am going to try to have most of these episodes being 2 games, but not all of them. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.